7 Hertz Timeless and the TinHiFi P1 Max, or Giant Panda. I like that name better. I kind of wish they just would have went with Giant Panda, but hey, how do they sound? How are they different? Let's go through it. Build quality, I like the Timeless better. It feels like it's made out of better material. I think that's metal. I feel like it's plastic. I'm not 100% sure. I prefer MMCX connectors over 2-pin, but that's a preference thing. I like the termination of the P1 Max better. It has that longer kind of like, I don't know what that's called, but like buffer zone so that you can plug it into phone cases. That being said, I didn't love this on mobile phones. I didn't love it on dongles either. I preferred it off a portable DAC amp and off a desktop unit. It seemed to just get better. Same with Timeless. Both of these IEMs seem to just be better when you plug them into something with a little more juice. My X Duo XP-2 Pro, it has 30 or 32 ohms, 300 milliwatts. That's its max output. And it seemed to be that, like, the difference between the dongle and that with these was a huge difference. And then when I plugged these into my Asgard 3, it wasn't as much of a difference. So it seems like that was a sufficient amount of power. I don't know. DAC quality. I don't know. Whatever it was, it seemed to be better than my Apple dongle for some reason. Uh, Sound. How do these compare in sound? Let's go through the bass first. Timeless. I like how Timeless represents bass guitar. It seems to be the most accurate representation of bass guitar that I've heard to this date. It's like it has like this nice steady bass shelf. It extends a little further than most IEMs, or I believe it extends further than the Harman Target. I like that. I like how it makes the bass sound like it's more even. It sounds like the bass guitar is just it's more present. It's really engaging for me. I prefer that type of bass tuning or bass shelf, and it doesn't come off as overbearing because the treble kind of comes in with this airy quality that it just kind of opens up the sound. When it comes to mids, it kind of sounds a tad mid scooped, but not enough to say that's a V or that it's a U shape tuning. It seems like a neutral with a bass boost and a little bit of a treble boost, but it's primarily more neutral. It leans kind of neutral. If you're a fan of the Light Z3s or the Z3 2.0 or the Tevi, you'd be a fan of the Timeless. It's kind of it has a similar vibe to me, tuning wise. The planar driver is just a whole other level though. That it's really cool. Bass, that's how that feels. The P1 bass, it's a little bit rolled off in the sub bass, but it seems very neutral. It comes off as neutral. The way that it kind of arches out into the mids, it the bass guitar and the guitar, they have enough separation. Everything kind of sounds in the right place that yeah, it does the job for me. I kind of prefer just maybe just a tad bit more bass. Maybe it's just like the less roll off. I'm not too sure, but either way, I find the bass on this it's surprisingly punchy, and of good quality, good texture, good timbre. So when it comes to bass, I prefer the Timeless. I think the Timeless has a better bass, a better tuning in general. But when it comes to overall tuning, I think I maybe prefer the P1 Max, but we'll get into that later. Bass, let's go into the mids. So lower mids, the bass kind of feels like it goes a little bit into the lower mids, but not to a bloated sense with the Timeless. It sounds controlled. It sounds, nothing sounds too crazy. P1 Max, the mids, lower and upper mids, spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I really like the mid presentation on the P1 Max. It sounds like everything that Chew should have been to me. It's it's just so good. vocals, just the way that they come through, they're so clear, they're so concise, they're they're just spot on. They're spot on. And the imaging, it's like the vocals are just, they're here, they're intimate, and then you got things kind of like spread out around you. I like the P1 Max, especially like when you put it into something like a portable DAC amp or a desktop unit. I really like the P1 Max for that mid forward sound. So if you're a fan of mids, P1 Max is your choice. If you're a fan of bass, Timeless. If you're a fan of mids, P1 Max. Treble, they're both a little spicy. They're both a little sparkly. They have some of that upper treble, a little bit of that extension, and maybe a little bright for some. For me, it is tolerable. It is okay. I don't mind it whatsoever. If you have much younger ears than me, maybe you might notice something and you might think, okay, this is a little too spicy for my tastes. P1 Max has a little more spice than the Timeless. Little it can border sibilant at times, but it never gets offensive. Um, it doesn't sound metallic, but mm, occasionally you might get this like kind of metallic-y sounding like a consonant, but nothing offensive. It's hardly noticeable, if anything. If anything, it's just the driver is so plucky that like and it probably comes down to less dampening. I think that the P1 Max has less like dampening, less tuning, filters and stuff, like thickness in the way of the driver, and that's what gives it that more plucky, little bit more technical sounding when when you look into the details. And that's where it could be mistaken as sibilant, but I don't think it's sibilant. I think it's just kind of plucky, and that's just a planar thing, and I don't think it's dampened enough that it can hide that. Whereas Timeless, it feels like they dampened it enough that it kind of hides that plucky feel. It almost comes off like a little relaxed. Timeless, it's not I wouldn't say soft. Like the technicalities are there, the detail is very much there. It's relaxed, it's gentle. It's just like, okay, here you go. Here you go. It's on a nice plate, all here you go. Nice, gentle, being kind. P1 Max can smack you in the face with detail sometime. That's it, really. It can it can be a bit much when it comes to detail. Not a bad thing. I quite like it. It's engaging, it's exciting, it's enjoyable for me. I could see where this might not be for everybody, but I could see where a lot of people would enjoy the P1 Max over Timeless, myself included. I think I like the P1 Max over Timeless when it comes to tuning. The mid forward presentation of this is just, oh my goodness, the mids of this IEM are just spectacular. Like they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. I don't want to hype them up too much. I don't want to hype them up. They're half the price of Timeless. Like not they're a little more than half the price, but they are significantly cheaper than Timeless. And the mids are just so good. They're comfortable. They're more comfortable than Timeless. I could wear these all day. Timeless, I might need to take breaks here and there. I do like the flat for like sleeping because you can side sleep on these better. But overall, it's kind of a toss up. If you're a mid person, if you really enjoy your mids, but still this has engaging bass and it has nice treble and a little spicy, this is your IEM. It's the mids on this are just really great. And it doesn't sound dampened. It sounds like it has all that detail there. It's all preserved. Very much, very much a good IEM. The 7 Hertz Timeless, better tuning. I think most people would enjoy this. Most people would prefer this when it comes to tuning. It has a very impactful bass. It has a nice it's nothing is offensive, and it is it can maybe get a little like sibilant and whatnot if you're powering it off a phone. But if you have it in a good source, it sounds great, and I don't have any issues myself. That's personal anecdote though. Take that with a grain of salt. Yeah. if you, and I would say that this is very like vocal forward. This is like a little more instrument forward, like rhythm section forward specifically. So bass guitar, drums comes forward and it's very much like you kind of want to dance, you want to groove with it. P1 Max, it's like you want to kind of just go with the vocalist and feel that melody. That's how I feel when I listen to these things. When I'm listening to Timeless, I'm feeling the rhythm. I'm just in the rhythm section. I'm playing the bass guitar with the bassist. I'm drumming along with the drummer. This is where that's where I feel like how I feel when I listen to Timeless. And when I'm listening to P1 Max, I feel like I'm at the microphone playing guitar, singing. That's what I feel like when I'm listening to P1 Max. So that's what I would say these are. If you are more vocalist, possibly vocal guitarist, I would say this is a better IEM. If you are more rhythm section, you like the bass and drums, I would say this is more your IEM. Treble wise, this is a little more spicy, but they're both a little bit spicy. If you are very don't much like that stuff, you can EQ it. Not a big deal. Both of these handle EQ pretty dang good. So there's that too. Yeah, that's. I think this actually does EQ a little bit better. Just saying. I think I just wanted to touch on this too, with the Velcro thing. Make sure to turn it around, because you want the spiky stuff inside. That way it doesn't stick to your clothes and random stuff, and the soft stuff on the outside, and it doesn't doesn't wear out as fast. It's better in general, and yeah, just better functionality. I don't know why they ship it the other way, but they ship it the other way. Yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, all that lovely stuff. I hope to try Dioko one day, but yeah, not. I'm waiting. I'm waiting a little while, waiting for some other reviews, waiting for some other stuff, because I don't know if I want to spend my money on it, because I'm buying these with my own money. No one's sending me them out, so that's that. I do hope to try Dioko though, because I'm loving planers. I'm just loving them, loving them, loving them to bits. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that lovely stuff. Until next time, peace.